All right, Uncle Phil.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing, man?
It's good to see you, Wiggins. How you doing, man?
Good. We are live right now to all the investors. We hope everyone is safe, and we appreciate you guys hanging out with us today as we are live in the Facebook group for all of you guys and the YouTube page.
Thank you guys for being with us this evening. I'm really excited to be actually talking to you guys tonight.
So I want to get into the minis. That's what everyone was texting us about and wanting some info on. Let's get into it.
The minis are here, guys. After all of this time, the minis are here. We promised them a long time ago, and they are here. We thought they'd be here for last Christmas. Well, they're here for this Christmas. We actually just sent them to the distributor yesterday, so you'll see them starting to hit the stores probably late this week, early next week.
Ooh, that's exciting, man. And so these ones are like, it's just the same glass as the...
So the Savor Glass bottles, these are really going to be like a collector's edition. So you guys are going to want to grab some of these and hold on to them. Plus, they're in an amazing price. They should be in the retailers for $1.99, which for a premium is just amazing. But we have the Savor Glass bottles like we do for the big bottles, which they're from France, and they were expensive for little mini bottles. The labels are the same from Washington State, and of course, the 27-time award-winning rum and in the bottles. So that's the important part.
Awesome. And so we got a weird glitch going on the right side of the screen, trying to work on that. So sorry if you guys are seeing that. But I think one of the things that we always pivot, even if there's a glitch like that happening on the screen, we always pivot. And I want us to jump into the COVID pivot. I think a lot of things have been happening on our end to adjust to everything that's been going on. And I think that you've been doing a great job making sure we stay on the path, but maybe a little update on your end.
Well, first of all, that's not a glitch. Those are that's my party light. That's my strobe light I have going on over here. Because whenever you're drinking Yolo Rum, it's even if you're by yourself, it's a solo party. But yes, the COVID pivot. It has been interesting. We had a plan. We had to totally pivot from our plan. The plan is still in place. We still have all of the digital assets that are basically ready to go, and they are brilliant, and we're just waiting for them. We've been wanting to release some of them, but we're actually holding on to them because they're not really appropriate for what's going on right now. So basically, we had to totally change everything that we did because, of course, YOLO is all about events, and you guys know we do concerts, we do comedy events, we do charitable events. We're always out, and we're doing events, and
it's part of everything that we need to do to get the brand out there, and you guys help. You show up to those events, but when you can't have those, you have to find a solution to still kind of get in front of people or keep your brand up to date.
Absolutely. So that's really what the challenge has been. So we've come with some incredible new content. We are still innovating. We've come up with some concepts. We're doing some things that not even the big companies are doing, and that was the great thing about us. We were really able to pivot and start our pivot and really engage it and understand where we needed to go. And since that time, we've made a lot of progress on that front.
One of those things is Handoff. They are a Colorado company, and so they are actually a delivery service that we've partnered with. We haven't launched it on the website just yet. Sam is dotting the I and crossing the T's. But with Handoff, we're actually going to be able to use your IP address, know you're in a specific area in Colorado, and they will deliver those bottles to you as long as you're in that right area. So that's an awesome, I think it's necessary for everything that's going on to know that you guys can get that delivered, or you can tell others about it, because again, it's important that you guys spread this message. We give you this, and we hope that you relay that message so that if you know someone that wants a rum, hey, they can deliver it for you. But Handoff's a big deal.
Handoff is a big deal. Actually, there's so many incredibly creative and talented people here in Colorado, and Handoff is another prime example of that. And the digital space that they're in, they're doing something completely innovative, and they happen to be from here. So we're really lucky to be working with those guys. But it's going to be a really convenient way if you're in the Denver metro area, maybe even the whole Front Range, maybe even expanding outside of that soon. You'll be able to get Yolo Rum extremely easily. And much easier than in the past.
If you're not in Colorado and you didn't see the last webinar, or you just need to be refreshed, we are now able to send you bottles for the most part, almost any state in the country. So if we partnered with Blue Rack on that, and so when you go to yolorum.com/buy and you click on delivery, it'll take you through the process to get that delivered. Now at the end of that, when you get to the checkout code and you put the code up, you put in the word family, because that's obviously us, the Yolo Rum family. You put in the word family and you're going to get 20% off. Most of the time it covers the cost of shipping and handling.
When you go to that page, there's actually a flash page for age verification, and Sam and I were talking about like, how do we expedite this? How do we make this absolutely the fastest process possible? And in that very first flash page that comes up for age verification, you can go and buy Yolo Rum from our website right from that. And you are literally just one click away from buying Yolo Rum. And also we have our merchandise on there, and that's something that we process here. I was working on folding shirts all weekend long, but you guys can go on there and grab some. You know, we like to give away the Rum Love shirts, but we're going to have a lot of other shirts and things
the shirts are already up there right now. Shop.yolorum.com. If you can't get that browser, you can't find the pop-up, shop.yolorum.com. All those shirts are up there. Yeah, with the Rum Love shirt, but there's a lot of cool designs that we have up there as well that you can get.
And we're going to be putting more merch up there for everybody. We really feel like moving forward, that's going to be a big market for us. Just like the Corona shirts from the 80s. I know you guys are all way too young to remember Corona shirts from the 80s, but they were a really big deal. So
shout out to Matt, Liz, they're watching on YouTube, and of course Sam is watching on YouTube and commenting, making sure that we're correct. Fort Collins, Colorado Springs, Boulder, and Denver, those are the areas that Handoff delivers to. So thank you, Sam, for that, and thank you S&S Farmer and Robert Billings for watching, and everyone in the Facebook investors group. So we're going to do the Q&A like we always do here at the end, so stand by for that. One of the things that we've adjusted significantly on is the content that we've been posting.
Absolutely. We've really stepped up our game on that. So the pivot has really got to be ordering online. We've really figured out that for a company our size, really trying to establish ourselves, we can really cut out a lot of the politics that are involved and really sending people directly to our page to buy. And then, I'm sorry, what did you say? I got distracted, WIGNZ. That's the problem with live.
It's the content.
The content.
Yes.
So the content. So with the content, we've actually brought in some people to help us with that. Some really ambitious young guys. They are actually twins. They are amazing.
They're doing things with Netflix. They're everywhere that you
Anthony and Andrew, they are amazing. We met them when we were in Florida. Actually, we met them through Nolan Carroll, and Nolan's amazing. He's continued. He's really gotten our back strong through this whole thing. And even when things have been, even when we were pivoting, he's been really supportive of us and put us in really good positions to do the things that we actually need to do. So
and so bringing all that together, and those the brothers knowing Nolan and family being the code word, I think for that coupon at checkout, it ties it all together because their dad is a mixologist. Anthony and Andrew, who were filming the content for us, their dad's a mixologist, and he actually made recipes with Yolo Rum, and then those guys made the video of him making the recipe. So if you haven't seen it, this is the content and what we're doing to adapt. So we definitely going to show that, and we're going to show that to you right now, is making some fizz.
Cocktail is called our Yolo Rum Fall Fizz. Our ingredients will be Yolo Silver, Amaretto, pomegranate syrup, which I made with fresh sugar, pomegranate juice and pomegranate seeds, pear juice, lime juice, topped off with ginger ale. First, we're gonna be filling our ice with our mixing glass and ice up our cocktail glass as well. First ingredient will be Yolo Silver, 2 ounces. Next ingredient is Amaretto, 1 ounce. Then 2 ounces of, an ounce of pomegranate juice. 2 ounces of pear juice. And a 1/2 ounce of lime juice. Give it a quick swivel for about 30 seconds. We're pouring this onto the cocktail ice. Topped off with ginger ale. Slice of pear. And straw. Yolo Fall Fizz.
Great video.
Oh no, and it is amazing what Anthony and Andrew are doing, and so it's a great example of the content that we're creating, because even if you saw the beginning or you go to the very beginning of this stream, you'll see the pictures that says YOLO webinar. Well, we're getting the right content. Basically, all the pieces that we need for that imaging, we're coming together, but it's done as a family and as a team with all of those guys, their dad, Nolan. So that's the best part of the YOLO.
And thank you, Nolan, again. I noticed that they were using his house for that as the set. You guys will become very familiar, but thank you guys sincerely for helping us with this project.
No, it's been awesome. And so one of the things that's key is you guys. So now we have the content, we have the images coming out. We need to make sure that we give you guys access to those pictures easily so you can share them or know how to share them if you're seeing them on the Facebook Investors Group page. So we want YOLO WIGNZ to be this first example of us working with you guys. So if you have questions, feel free to text us at any time on the YOLO text line or email us at info@yolorum.com. But YOLO WIGNZ is going to be a hashtag costume contest. People are going to take pictures of themselves, use the hashtag YOLO WIGNZ in their costumes, and then post it to Instagram and social media so that we can track it and give them prizes for sharing it. But at the end of the day, it's you guys who are really going to be the ones that get involved in this. We hope to get some more people involved online, but it's you guys that if you actually take pictures of yourself, you have the Yolo Rum, this is your brand, you're taking the picture and posting YOLO WIGNZ, you're posting that content that we're going to get traction for the contest overall. This is just the beginning of it. We definitely need to get you guys involved more heavily with the social media content. So if any of that doesn't make sense, because I tend to get a little bit muddled and confusing on that, just email us or text us and we'll guide you through that. But we want you guys to take your pictures in your costume using hashtag YOLO WIGNZ.
Now that's fun stuff, man. That's just
YOLO,
fun stuff.
baby.
It is YOLO.
It's
YOLO
YOLO.
WIGNZ.
So bringing all that content together, the other thing that we have is Nolan himself and the football season. I mean, he played the game for 7 years. We're trying to utilize that game and Sunday Rum Day. And so we're giving away a coupon code for you guys to give out, and we'll explain that in the process. But to give you an example of what that video looks like, we actually have Nolan Carroll for a video that he did for the kickoff for NFL Sunday.
For the NFL season to start. I can't wait to sit back, watch some games, and open a bottle of Yolo Rum. To all my guys out there, have fun and be safe this season.
So there you go. You see the content. It's more than just recipes. It's getting everyone involved. But I want to stop talking, and I want to drink some YOLO. Phil, tell us a little bit about distribution and what's been going on locally and around the country for that.
So here in Colorado, we actually had transitioned over to our last distributor, and we really thought that was going to carry us to the next level. And as we figured out on this journey, that's what we think is going to happen is not always what's going to happen. So we're proud to be back with New Age Beverage. And even in the last month and a half that we've been back there, our sales have just have skyrocketed back here in the Colorado market. So we're really excited to be back with New Age, and we're on the same wavelength with them. And the universe it works in funny ways, and we're where we're supposed to be, but everybody's kind of catching up with us. I'm not saying that this is necessarily New Age, but WIGNZ and I were just talking earlier about QR codes and about the things that we've been doing for years, including making the videos that we're making and even doing a webinar. We've been way out in front of a lot of these things. But right now, people are really starting to understand who we are as a brand and what we really bring as a brand. And we really are at home with New Age Beverage. Yeah. They do things in a different way. They have products that they're really trying to look towards health conscious products and really in some CBD products and things that are basically, they're not really, I would say that they're
like us. They're
unique.
They're unique like us, but they have a great product and a brand. And even their new facility, I drove to, when we had our first meeting after everything, I drove to the wrong building, and then I got the right address and went to their new office. They have a nice office out there. And then Alicia is working with us to make sure that the videos we were making that necessarily weren't being used as they could have been.
Alicia and Chris from Speakeasy have been amazing. They were able to
maximize the video content,
facilitate even that relationship again, and really put us where we needed to be. And they're really helping us with distribution and growing distribution outside of Colorado too. So we're working with some just the best professionals in the industry, and it's a lot of times it's not what you know, it's who you know, and they know the right people. And we're really trying to connect with the right people, and that's something that we've really learned. We created a huge disruption, and being the smartest kids in the room isn't always to your benefit.
The best thing, yeah.
And so we've created a lot of very powerful enemies. So that being said, we need to work twice as hard, but we're continuing to grind. We've been working extremely hard. We're still continuing to innovate, and our ability to pivot is uncanny. There's no small company like our company that's as agile as we are. And we still continue to stack the intellectual property. It's all about the IP. And in terms of comparing us to even big companies, we do a lot of things that big companies don't even do. And even since you guys invested, we got our Chinese trademark, which is a huge deal, and that's another whole avenue that we need to pursue in the future. But these things are all incredibly valuable. And we have a treasure trove literally just waiting.
And that Chinese trademark, what would that mean, or what does that kind of mean?
It's actually permission to do business in China, because they don't issue them if you're going to compete with any Chinese industry. So we applied. China is a huge emerging market. Actually, rum is probably the most popular single spirit outside of rice spirits. Everything there is made from rice. So they really like rums. If you go to a Chinese restaurant, a lot of Chinese restaurants, every single drink that they have on the menu, from Blue Hawaiians to Mai Tais to rum runners, everything, they're all rum drinks, because sailors used to take rum all over the world. So
that's a big deal. Having that trademark is
a huge deal. And it's worth a lot of money. Yeah. Right now we're not in a position to really take full advantage of that, but we're trying to meet the right people, make the right connections. We're trying to sell some rum. We're trying to figure out our distribution. The distribution side of things are starting to come together for us, and we have some big deals that we're working on. I don't want to tell you guys, because I told you guys last year that we were getting these, and it took a whole year to get them. Who would have known about COVID and everything else? But even still, you guys are always privy to things as they're
happening. And I think that that's key, because the minis are here. So the best part is to know that we're working on the things that we're telling you. It just takes a lot longer than our ambitious selves might.
$199?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Okay, so let's get into Q&A, because one of the Q&A that we have from Matt Ramos. So everyone, if you're watching this, make sure you ask those comments, and we're going to answer those the best we can, and Sam's going to as well. Matt Ramos, he says YOLO, but then he also says, are the minis going to be available online also?
They will be available. No, they will not be, probably.
Okay.
We didn't get that many of them. This is really kind of a collector's edition, and you guys should hold on to a couple. They're fun to crack open. Actually, if you crack them open, and I've cracked a couple of them open, the top is maybe a little hard to get off. If you just push it to one side or the other, they pop off. But really, hold on to these things. You will see these in mass production, but they will not look like this, just because we spent a lot of money to make it look like our regular bottle. And the next time that we do it, we're going to have to do it in plastic, because the airlines don't like glass bottles, and for a lot of different reasons, and also for cost efficiency. So hold on to these. They're collector's edition. So when you guys get them, hold on to them. And for $2 each, they're a steal.
Okay, and so if you're wondering who got them and how they got them, last webinar, or maybe 2 webinars ago, the YOLO Rum text line, 720-696-9656. the number 720-696-YOLO. Everyone that texted in the word minis, actually, we got you those minis and we sent them. Sam was due diligent about being like, okay, this is the person who texted, let's get them out. So it's important to be involved because while you might be texting mini a year ago and it might take a year, getting involved and being part of this, we want to reward you guys because we are grateful for you guys. So those of you that have the minis, they got it because they text the word mini.
Yeah, so we were able to send these out to anybody that said mini. On one of these webinars, I said that I would hook you guys up, and poor Sam, thank you, Sam, for making that happen, because I know that freaked you guys out when I said that, but thank you guys.
Let me get to, Scott Farmer.
Scott! How you doing, man?
Scott has been on it, man, all the time.
I know, thank you, man. Thank you, Scott.
He didn't really have anything this time, man. He was just kind of commenting on everything. I didn't get mine, and I texted to that number.
We'll get you some, bro.
So yeah, no, Sam's on it. So unless you text the word mini, that was the key part of it. But we'll make sure that we figure that out.
Well, Scott's an exception.
Scott's an exception. He says he's doing great, Uncle Phil. By the way.
Hey, thanks, man. Thank you for everything, Scott. Thank you for being such a huge supporter, man. You're one of those guys that every time we hear from you, like, that's why I like doing these webinars, because it's a good time to connect, and we haven't had that time lately, and it's a strange time, and
you guys are a huge part of this. We say it every time, and so Liz, she said she got her minis. Please get involved. We want to make sure that in the Facebook groups that we keep those conversations going, because that back and forth, those conversations of wanting to know about us and what's happening is it really gets us excited, because we know that you guys are just as passionate as we are, and you guys understand that this is a long process, right? Like, the minis took a process to get out here. It's us as a company as well. It's going to take a process for us to get to where we want to be, but we're on our way.
We're starting from nothing, and that's what nobody understands. Yolo Rum did not even exist before we created it, and with you guys, we've created this from nothing. And honestly, if you ask any of the greatest marketers in the world, they will tell you the worst thing to do is to start your own brand, because insurmountable energies are against you. The odds are you're never going to make it. But we created something from nothing, and not just that, but we have accumulated a lot of very valuable property that someday somebody's going to appreciate exactly what we have. But as we grow our sales and as we do what we do, our brand is becoming more and more famous. And so I really appreciate everything you guys are doing. We need you guys to like everything that we're doing, share, participate. This Yellowween, it's just us. It's just us doing this. I'm going to dress up for this, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to be, but I'm going to dress up. And it's for us, but it looks bigger to the rest of the world. Yeah. And right now, even this broadcast, this is a private broadcast. This is just going to you guys. We're talking specifically to you guys. But this is our party, and the bigger that we make it look, the bigger that people think that it is. And the faster that we blow this up, the bigger that we make it look, the faster it's going to blow up.
And always please be respectful of everyone in that room, because we all are different investors from different parts of the country, but we don't need to just, it's just positive, great rum love vibes when you're in those groups. So we always...
Yeah, let's vibe off positivity.
Yes.
And right now, there's a lot of things to question. The one thing you guys do not have to question are our motives, where our company is going, how hard we're working for you and for us. And keep the faith. Keep the faith, because we are working hard, and the people that are involved with us know. And actually, since COVID started, we have more capabilities than we had before.
Yes.
We have some big things going on. I don't want to I can't talk about everything.
I'm surprised you did the Chinese trademark. But that, to your point, are things that are happening that we may not necessarily be able to talk about now, but that happened almost 2 years ago, and that's something to where things happen huge all the time that we can't necessarily tell you.
It was probably about a year ago.
Yeah, probably a year ago.
But I think we did mention it a little bit, but I don't think we really pounded home how important that piece of IP is to us. But we're still moving forward. We're really nose to the grindstone. We're working hard. We have big things going on. we really depend on you guys though to make this look like a big deal. And
well, and to give us feedback. So Travis Hayward was wondering, some bottles have been breaking for him on delivery that he's been ordering online. Is that?
So sorry, and that's not us fulfilling that. We have special bags. We're actually sending Blue Rack the bags, the inflatable bags. I keep knocking these little bottles over. I'm gonna move them.
Speaking of break.
Speaking of break, yeah, Phil's obviously the one packing those boxes.
Yeah.
We're not packing those boxes. We are definitely trying to get them some of those inflatable bubble bags. Maybe Sam could speak a little bit more specifically about that, because he was heading that up. That is something, Travis, that we know that is a problem, and we apologize, and we will get you your bottles.
Yep, and so Sam's in there. He's commenting and answering everyone's questions. Robert Billings got the minis, and I'll save them unopened. Phil is making me thirsty for some YOLO right now. Johnny, and I don't know if we can answer this. Have you guys heard of Thuzio? Thuzio. I have not. I don't know.
Let's look it up. I don't know.
It's a Thuzio. And then Travel Entourage, she says.
Dude, Aviator Jim, Ryan Reynolds, he just sold that company for $600 million. And so when we're talking about all of this IP, and sorry, that made me think about that. I don't know why that made me think about this, but all of this IP is very important, because we're looking to do the same type of thing, is do a big deal or to sell a whole lot of rum. So those types of little morsels that we get through this whole thing, you guys should pay attention to that, because that is exactly what we're trying to do.
Thuzio's is, and I don't know if this is the right thing, Thuzio's a sports entertainment media events company that produces a weekly live sports interview for their show for members in the audience. So a members only audience. So kind of like what we're doing for the investors.
Cool.
So sounds pretty cool. What you can get us into that? Let's make it
Yeah,
happen.
exactly.
Yeah. Let's talk.
That's with any connections you guys have, please.
So again, you can text us always 720-696-9656. That's the YOLO Rum text line. And you can always email us info@yolorum.com or in the group. Andre says, enjoyed the minis, YOLO for life. Drinking my neat tonight, Scott says. Matt Ramos, I'm such a white. Matt Ramos, I can't say it. I can't. Ramos. He's giving us the applause for answering his questions. So Derek says, rum love, thank you, fam. And then anything for hotels and airlines, Derek also asked. And I know.
So they don't like the glass bottles. Some of them do them. They do them on and off, but everybody's getting away from them because of security reasons. I guess they feel like these are dangerous.
Well, I mean, you did almost break them. They're not breakable, at least, right?
No, I've knocked this thing over like 4 times just right now.
That is all done on purpose for that
exactly.
That's
why they're scared.
Yeah.
Don't start swinging this thing around. Boink.
Oh my goodness. So thank you guys. If you have any more questions, ask them right now. We are answering them. Again, this is the Facebook group, investors group, and then we're also YOLO Rum YouTube page. The guy posted that about Thuzio or whatever that was, and had a crazy sports story. I would say to look up the Rum Love video with Nolan Carroll talking about him actually getting tripped during a game. I didn't even realize that was him until I saw that Rum Love story, and because that was like huge news. That was crazy.
Man, Nolan is famous, bro.
Seriously.
Nolan is famous.
Doesn't act like it, but he's totally.
Nolan is famous. Yeah, Nolan's the man.
Well, I think we're going to hop off here. Oh, Johnny says Tiki Barber is involved. Maybe Nolan Carroll could get some YOLO involved somehow. All these things are always great. Always message us. Always get these conversations going in the Facebook group, because that could snowball into something. So, because the best part about everyone being spread all out, someone might know someone who knows someone whose cousin can make that happen, But again, like to Phil's point, there's a handful of us grinding. So when you guys get involved, it just makes life all the easier for us. If we have bars who want it, what's the protocol? Okay, so here's what's interesting about that, because I do want to touch on this. I would like your guys' feedback. I would like to do a form for you guys. That is literally the name of the bar, your name, the phone number, the contact person. You literally fill in this box of information. It's always the same link. Is that something that you'd be interested in? Because Travel Entourage, you're right. If you have a bar, you have a restaurant who's interested, how can you do that? Right now, we're just having you email info@yolorum.com. But if we actually gave you a link with a form that you could fill out and you just submit it. Is that something that you guys would like? Like, what would you guys kind of like to see on our end that would make things easier for you? Because that conversation can be a can of worms, but it could be helpful.
No, I think it's not a can of worms. It's called crowdsource.
Yeah.
And the many are smarter than the one. So any good ideas you guys have, any connections that you guys have, we need you guys right now more than ever. Go out, buy Yolo Rum. We need you guys to make these connections for us. If that form is going to be what you guys need to make it easier to sign up liquor stores, bars, restaurants, hotels, let us know.
Let us know. And if everyone's just saying yes, that'd be good. Sam's right. Always dotting the I's and cross the T's. Love you, Sam. He says, or text. So remember, you could text, email, but we're going to work on that form because I think that'd be easier for you guys. Now, my other question, since we're asking, what's the best way for us to give you guys the images? If we have a bunch of images that we want to just give to you to share on your social media, is it easier for you to just share it from our Facebook page, or do you actually want to be able to download all of those images? You let us know what's easier for you, and that's kind of what we can make happen for them.
Awesome.
So at this point, how do we get the minis? There is a question about that. Are we waiting for plastic ones? Is that...
No, the minis will be in stores next week. So we will get you guys a list. What we can do is post a list and where they're going to be. We'll know that by next week where they're delivering them to.
Yep, that's
cool. Right
cool.
now, I don't know.
That's awesome, though. So again, stay in that with us, and then I think we're going to do monthly newsletters a little bit more often for you guys too, not just about the webinar, but specific updates about everything that's going on. We appreciate all of you guys as always. Anything else, just let us know. We appreciate you, and I mean, show off those minis. And you already drank I was saving this for the end. I guess YOLO. Thank you guys.
That's why everybody I was making people thirsty, man.
I have this is the Uncle Phil recipe right here. I'm loving the Uncle Phil.
Just neat. Oh, you're talking about that. That's the Don Pancho recipe.
You are neat, Uncle Phil.
I am pretty neat. I do have to.
All right, well, thank you guys. We appreciate you. Get involved on the text, get involved in the Facebook group. But as always, just get some YOLO and YOLO.
YOLO.
Oh, see, dude, you. Well, if you're going to end it, I think we should.